I mean, if I could be trained by Batman to fight crime, I'd wear the Robin suit without any hesitation. Would you? Welcome to Top 10 Nerd. Today we are doing another countdown of the top 10 most powerful alternate versions of Robin. Number 10, Bruce Wayne. When Bruce Wayne began training to become the world's greatest detective, he turned to world-famous detective Harvey Harris for tutelage. Not wanting to give away his identity, Bruce created the first Robin suit in order to both disguise himself and show off his legs. Harvey taught Bruce everything he knew about detective work, as well as the finer points of boxing, and allowed the young Robin to accompany him on cases. Bruce, of course, went on to study with various other masters across the world, eventually becoming Batman, one of the most powerful non-meta-human characters in the DC universe. This origin was altered post-Crisis so that the first vigilante identity Bruce would ever adopt was Batman, making this Robin an alternate version of the character. Number 9, Helena Wayne. The daughter of the Batman and Catwoman of Earth 2, Helena Wayne served as Batman's final Robin before witnessing his death in an explosion. She and her universe's Supergirl became stranded on Prime Earth. She adopted the new identity of Helena Bertinelli in order to avoid unwanted attention, and used her knowledge of her father's workings to borrow money from Prime Earth's Bruce Wayne to fund her crime-fighting lifestyle. Although a relatively unremarkable Robin, she eventually adopted a new persona, becoming the Huntress, a fierce and effective vigilante. But as those accomplishments take place after her time as Robin, she is pretty low on this ranking. Number 8, Boyd the Robin Wonder. On Earth C-, all the inhabitants are animal variants of their classic DC Comics counterparts. For example, this universe's version of Batman is called Bat-Mouse, and he fights a clownish pig known as the Porker, which actually was my nickname in college. In a move that surprisingly didn't end with an Eisner Award, they made Robin the Boy Wonder a Robin Wonder named Boyd. While he may seem silly, we do have to assume that he has been trained to be just as effective as his human counterparts. However, being a bird, he does have the ability to fly, which is something very few of the human Robins have ever been able to achieve. Number 7, Stan Lee's Robin. In the early 2000s, DC had Stan Lee come up with alternate versions of some of their most iconic characters. His version of Batman is still a crime fighter, but he is a human-bat hybrid. I wonder how much they had to pay Stan Lee to create Man-Bat all over again. Regardless, in this alternate universe, Robin is a tough street orphan who's working for the villainous Reverend Dark. After failing to assassinate Batman, this version of Robin was convinced to work with the Dark Knight and be a force for good. Except whoops, he was actually working for the villain the whole time and betrayed the superheroes of this world, leading to its destruction by an ultimate evil called the Crisis. Number 6, Matt McGinnis. In a possible future of the DC universe, Bruce Wayne has retired as Batman and Terry McGinnis has taken over the mantle. Terry operated as Batman Beyond for a few years before his little brother Matt McGinnis discovered his identity. Matt began working in Wayne Manor, helping to care for the elderly Wayne, when he came across old training videos of Bruce training Damian Wayne in martial arts. Matt used these videos to train himself to become a capable fighter and eventually became Batman Beyond's Robin. Like the Batman Beyond suit, Matt's suit allows him to fly at great speeds with the aid of rocket boots, an ability none of the mainstream Robins have shown to be capable of, other than a brief period when Damian had superpowers after returning from the dead. Matt was eventually traumatized after an encounter with the Joker and gave up the Robin mantle. Number 5, Carrie Kelly. In the alternate future shown in The Dark Knight Returns, Bruce Wayne has retired after the death of second Robin, Jason Todd. After a decade of retirement, Bruce was unable to help himself and became the Dark Knight again. After being saved by Batman, a young woman named Carrie Kelly was inspired and got herself a Robin suit and was allowed to become the Dark Knight's new sidekick after she helped save his life after his first battle with the mutant leader. Carrie proved to be a capable fighter as well as an adept hacker, but her real strength comes through her leadership abilities, as by the time of the events shown in The Dark Knight Strikes Again, she has become a feared and respected leader of the Dark Knight's gang, the Sons of Batman. She eventually gave up the Robin identity, becoming Catgirl and eventually Batwoman. Number 4, Robin the Toy Wonder. In yet another alternate future, a villain named Zaron forced 15,000 children to witness the execution of their parents on the prison planet of Pluto. One of these children decided to train and get his revenge by taking on the mantle of Batman. This Batman created Robin the Toy Wonder to be his sidekick. This Robin is a robot with Bruce Wayne's childhood personality that this Batman keeps around to prevent himself from getting too grimdark. As a robot made of metal, this Robin is of course much less vulnerable to crowbars than many of the other Robins. He is also an adept hacker and has extendable arms, which I'm pretty sure none of the other main Robins do. Number 3. Rodney the Ape. In Batman Dark Dynasty, we followed 3 different generations of the Waynes coming into conflict with the evil immortal Vandal Savage. While the first issue followed Bruce Wayne's ancestor, a knight named Joshua Wainwright, and the present-day story followed a typical Bruce Wayne Batman, the future storyline follows Bruce's descendant, Helena Wayne, who becomes Batwoman in the year 2500 in New Gotham, a city that floats over the original's ruins. In this future, humans live side by side with intelligent talking apes. One of these apes, Rodney, becomes Batwoman's Robin and helps her defeat Vandal Savage. Rodney is a skilled fighter, but he takes this spot more for a species advantage than anything else. You see, chimpanzees have denser muscle fibers than humans, making them about 4 times stronger than their human counterparts. So, if you're upset that I ranked a chimp higher than Carrie Kelly, don't blame me, blame science. Number 2. Vampire Robin. On Earth 43, Batman was turned into a vampire by Dracula. Although he managed to control his bloodlust for some time, he eventually gave into it, becoming a murderous vampire Batman. He was responsible for the deaths of Dick Grayson's parents, which led the young boy to become a fierce vampire hunter obsessed with taking down this vampirous version of the Caped Crusader. He came close to driving a stake through Batman's heart, but was instead bitten by the Dark Knight. He became this Batman's Robin and possesses all of the powers of a typical vampire, including super strength, speed, and immortality. Number 1. Dick Grayson from The Dark Knight Strikes Again. In Frank Miller's Dark Knight universe, Dick Grayson was taken in by Batman after his parents died in a tragic trapeze act. Batman him both physically and mentally, forcing him to forage for food in the Batcave. Grayson became Robin until he was eventually fired by this universe's Batman for not being able to cut the mustard, as Bruce puts it. This made the former Boy Wonder snap, and he underwent radical gene therapy that gave him the ability to shapeshift and regenerate, making him able to survive any amount of damage as long as some of him was left to regenerate. He became this universe's new Joker and went on to kill Martian Manhunter, Guardian, and the Creeper. He donned his old Robin costume and nearly killed Carrie Kelly before having one final confrontation with Batman. In order to defeat this version of Robin, Batman drops him into molten lava, ensuring that no part of Grayson remains to regenerate. Well, that's the end of this list. Any alternate Robins we missed? Make sure to check out our first video on this subject to see some of them there. Please remember to like this video and subscribe for more Top 10 Nerd.